In this optional segment, we're going to look at organizing and filtering project details to provide additional ways you can view and analyze information. Let's start with sorting project details. Before we get started, if you are working in an environment including Project Server Access, you want to be sure you do not publish your work in the optional content. Following the steps on this slide will make sure you are disconnected from Project Server while working on this content. Pause here if necessary and work on making the change before proceeding. Publishing files from this content could impact your regular projects, as we are going to change some settings. Whenever you are connected to Project Server, just avoid opening and editing the files of this content, and you will be safe. Before we begin, locate the file that you had at the end of Content B. If you cannot locate yours, use the file MSP 2013 online final checkpoint file.mpp available from the Learning module titled Final Checkpoint File. Be sure you save it with your name as before and that you are opening the file with MSP 2013 and not the browser that you used to download it. When you have the file, open the resource sheet view and update the group field according to the table on this slide. Display Auto Filter is a toggle. You can tell if it's turned on by the small downward pointing arrowheads at the lower right of each cell containing a column header. Next, be sure it is turned on. Once you confirm it is on, you can proceed with the rest of this segment. View the summary view of resources. Click on the arrowhead to the right of cost. This will create a drop-down menu. Choose Sort Largest to Smallest near the top of the menu. Now you have your resources sorted in cost order and know which are the most expensive. You can also use the sort function on the data group of the View tab to sort. In this example, we are sorting the resources alphabetically by group. You can start typing the word and it will appear in the selection. There are 3 drop-downs which allow you to sort by up to 3 criteria. For example, you could sort by group, resource name, and cost. Notice that as we've been sorting, the ID numbers are not renumbered, but are sorted with their resource. It's also significant that you can sort by fields not visible in the current view. When sorting, you can avoid permanently renumbering resources by making sure the Permanently Renumber Resources checkbox is clear at the bottom of the Sort dialog box. It's not likely that you will want to renumber items in MS Project, as it's not a good practice. However, if you find yourself needing to do it, simply check that Permanently Renumber Resources box. Now let's take a look at the related concept of grouping. Staying with the same view, go to the View tab, Data Group, and select Resource Group in the Group By drop-down box. Note that in addition to sorting, there are summaries inserted which roll up the values. There are many built-in groups, plus you can customize them or create your own. Before we customize a group, follow the instructions on this slide to make sure the custom definitions are local to this plan only. Now we can safely create a new custom group. Follow the navigation on this slide to create a custom group that shows resources grouped by intervals of $1,000 in cost. The screenshot of the selections is on the next slide. This is how your dialog boxes should be configured. Just before clicking OK, save and apply to close all the dialog boxes. The new group, Resources Groups by Cost, should now appear in the More Groups dialog box. Clicking Apply will apply the new group. The screenshot shows how the resource summary table should appear when the new group is applied. You can restore the normal view and clear the grouping by clicking on Clear Group in the Group By box in the Data Group of the View tab. That should take you to the view sorted by group which you were on before exploring grouping. Next, let's see how we can filter project details. Filtering can be used on any table, and it hides the data that does not meet the criteria selected by your filter. Like grouping, it does not change data, only how the data appears. You can use autofilters, which are similar to the same feature in Excel for ad hoc filtering on any table. You can apply predefined or custom filters to view only specific information that meets the criteria of the filter. This is very similar to highlighting. While highlighting may change the color based on a selection, a filter hides the information that does not meet your criteria. As an example of autofilters, we can click on Group, Clear, select all, then select Editorial. This hides all groups from our resource summary view except for the resources that are in the editorial group. Note we can also use the filter drop-down in the data group of the View tab to make the same choice. If you used the first method, select Clear Filter from Group to unhide the data. If you use the second method, choose No Filter, enclosed in square brackets, in the Filter box to unhide the data. Let's suppose we want to create a filter that shows only tasks containing the word Launch. We can go to the Gantt chart view and drop down the autofilters for the task name column. Click on Filters, then Custom ... This opens up a box where we can select Contains in the first box and type Launch in the second box, no quotes around Launch. When we click OK, we have a view of all tasks containing the word Launch. This screenshot shows the result. Note that the summary tasks are preserved and not filtered. The text comparison is also case insensitive. Tasks containing Launch with a capital L are included. The funnel that appears in place of the arrow tells you a filter is applied. You can return to viewing all the tasks by clicking on the filter icon, then selecting Clear All Filters from the drop-down list. If you want future custom filters, groups, tables, and views to appear in all future project plans, select the highlighted box so it is checked, then click OK. We have prevented the customizations of just this exercise from being in other project plans. Thank you for viewing the optional content on organizing and filtering project details. This video is independent of the other content. Save your file if you want to review the changes in the future, however it will not be used in future video content.